Okay, it's August 28th. Thought I'd do a quick update video. We'll start with my smaller ghost. You can see it has a lot of ripe pods. I needed to harvest, but I thought I'd shoot a video first. You can see all those pods it has. This is in a smaller pot, about a 10-gallon pot. It has smaller pods on it, but I've got one in about a 20-gallon pot. It seems like it puts out larger pods. I believe I talked about that in the last video, but you can see it's doing pretty good. Here's a sweet pepper. I actually bought a bag of peppers from a local Walmart last year from Pero Farms. They were called mini sweet peppers. Saved the seeds and replanted, and they've turned out pretty nice. See, we've got a few turning red. We've harvested several off of it. This is another sweet pepper. Both of these sweet peppers were late starts. You can see it's looking pretty good. I have harvested one ripe pepper. It's a orange pepper. It's called Crunch Sweet Orange. I can't remember who I got the seeds from, but if you hear this, thank you. Sorry, I don't remember your name. Okay, we'll move on. This is a Tobago Sweet. It's coming along nice. It's started to put out a lot of ripe pods. Various stages. Here's my orange habanero. I always have a lot of luck with habaneros. They put out more pods than you can handle. See all those pods under there? This is a mix. I believe it's a red Fatali mix, but I'm not sure. Lots of pods. I have something, I think it's slugs that are tearing my leaves up, but I don't know where they're coming from. I've been out a couple times and I caught a few of them, but not very many. Dragon's Claw has some peppers on it that need to be harvested. My ornamental Chinese 5-color. Okay, we'll go out to the garden. So we start on the far end. Sorry, I know it's a little shaky. It's my Aji Crystal. It really needs to be harvested pretty bad. Yellow Devil's Tongue. See all the ripe pods. It's a heavy producer. Dula. I'm not sure if you can see the pods under there. I've had to throw out several because of the brown marmorated stink bugs. They're wreaking havoc. You can just see spots on the pods where they've chewed into them. I still have several though, you can see. Several ripe ones. Plants are drooping a little bit. It was pretty hot today. Chimeo, it was a late start. I've harvested one or two off of it, but not very many. Still a lot of green pods. My yellow manzano, which is growing wild and has loaded up with pods, but nothing showing even the slightest bit of color. Just green pods. You can see it's got plenty of pretty pods on it. No color to be seen. These are apparently a patient man's plant. Aji Lemon. I've harvested a lot of pods off of it and it's still loaded. Another heavy producer. Caribbean red. Seven pot brain strain yellow. Still kind of squat, but it's wide. It's really started to spread out. Hasn't grew very tall, but spread out a lot. See, it has lots of ripe pods on it. Perfect phenotype. Okay, this is my 7-pot Jonah Butch T, otherwise known as volcano. Well, I shouldn't say that because I believe there is a lava pod, but I call them volcanoes because it tastes like you got hot lava in your mouth when you eat these. Not sure if you can see those under there. A lot of stuff starting to ripen, but it's a very thick plant. Sorry, that's a little better. This is my second Dula. Again, I had to throw a lot of pods away off of it because they were damaged, but it still has several on it that are ripe. See them there. Yellow Fatali. See all the ripe pods there. Another yellow devil's tongue. Sorry about the sun. This is my Trinidad Scorpion Moruga blend. I have a friend who has tried to convince me that it must be crossed with something, and I've argued, but it seems like he may be right. I had 2 or 3 that were the right phenotype, kind of squat, but the rest of them almost look like they're crossed with a boot or something. You can see how elongated they are. I don't know, I mean, they may not be crossed. It may just be throwing out the wrong phenotype. Sometimes that happens. But I only had 1 or 2 that was, you know, shaped like you would expect it to be shaped. Still hot, still has a good flavor, but just not the pod shape you would expect. You can see it's a big plant. And now my ghost in the 20-gallon container. And you can see how big this guy is. Plenty of pods. I'll just give you a quick shot of a couple of the limbs. See ghost everywhere. See, here's another limb that's just covered. Not sure if you can see all those, but they're all ripe, or pretty close to ripe. I have a couple in the garden I haven't shown. These are in-grounds. Hadn't really been a whole lot to show, but they're finally starting to do a little bit. It's a cayenne, long slim cayenne. This is another sweet pepper. A small mucho nacho. We've harvested several off of it, but it never did get very tall. And this is just a hot jalapeno. Decent size. It's got a lot of smaller pods on it. A couple chimayos. See, there's one pretty ripe. Peperoncini. And just kind of a look at the group. They look a little rough because it's been hot, but I watered them yesterday, so I know they don't need water. They should be fine on water. They'll bounce back as soon as the sun goes down. All right, take it easy.